Alright. Yo, what's up? This is your boy JERMZ from JERMZ Boxing, aka JERMZ, the boxing prophet. Okay, I want to talk about what happened with the Hopkins Dawson fight. I didn't make a prediction because I was, I had some internet issues. I didn't have internet for a minute, and I was gonna pick Dawson to win anyways. But well, yeah, I was gonna pick him to win anyways. But he didn't win. Not in my book. Not like the way I wanted him to, at least, you know. So in a way, I got it wrong. So what happened was Hopkins being the old Hopkins. You see, sometimes you want to be a mongoose, sometimes you want to be old school. And you know, there's rules in fighting, but as a veteran, you know what to do and what you can get away with. Hopkins is the master of that. Hopkins, you see, because when I fight, I use Hopkins tactics too. Come on, man, we're veterans, man. It's just, you've been in the field for a minute. You know how to get away with a few things. Like if you're right here, the opponent's right here, and the referee's back, you know, like on the other side. Let's say you're tired, fuck it, bang, you hit him in the head. You know, the referee didn't see. You know, it's just one of those knickknacks here and there. It's not like he's a dirty fighter or nothing. It's just little tricks here and there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot more crooked shit and corrupt shit in boxing than just little knickknacks here and there. Another thing was that Hopkins, every time someone gets a low blow, because you know Hopkins is all about fitness, it's all about athleticism, okay? Let's say he's a little winded, you hit him in the thigh, oh, he's gonna act like you hit him in the balls, he's gonna act like you kicked him in the balls, and then he'll take up to his 5-minute break. You know what I mean? Just to fuck with you. You think he's hurt, you think he's mad, you think he's gonna rush you. You know, it's a psychological thing. 70% body, 30%, you know, 70% psychological and 30% physical. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to boxing. So he'll just act, he'll play the part. You know what I'm saying? If you hit him a little bit, like I think it was what, Roy Jones, when he kind of like barely grazed him in the back of the head, and then he acted like he was fucking clobbered with a bat. You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things. You know, it's not that he's faking it, that's just the way he is. It's Hopkins, man. You know, that's just the way it is. But apparently it bit him in his ass. It bit him in his ass because with the Dawson fight, I thought that Dawson had enough what it takes to beat Hopkins. You know, even though I hate to say it. Cause you see, Hopkins does not do really that good with southpaws, and he's tall. Chad Dawson is tall. I can see why he picked Pascal. Pascal was sloppy, right? Pascal was really sloppy, and he was open. He's an open textbook. But Dawson, I was surprised. I was surprised when Hopkins took that fight. I was really surprised because I hope he doesn't think he's gonna fight the Dawson that lost to Pascal. You know what I'm saying? So in the first, like, basically only 2 punches landed the whole fight. One from Hopkins, one from Dawson. That's basically it. The first round, Hopkins, you know, obviously he was doing his patient thing, and then boom. Every time Hopkins throw a right, he ducks. You know, he tucks the left hook. That's his thing. Lead right, ducking the left hook. Okay. When he threw a lead right to Dawson the second round, he lunged it. Dawson ducked it, making Hopkins kind of like mount on Dawson. Dawson lifts him up off his feet. Hopkins' feet dangling like a little short man on a chair. He lifts him up and then whoom, throws him. Okay? Hopkins said you know what I'm saying, that his shoulder was blown out, right? He was thrown towards the ropes. It looked like the ropes broke his fall, but it looked like he rolled on his elbow, and then he grabs his shoulder. But yeah, the angles were kind of quirky, and I did see one point where his elbow landed first, so that might have split it. That's not the point. Hopkins was, he looked just like De La Hoya when he knocked him out, crying on the floor. Exactly the same. So it was like, Hopkins was like, damn, fuck it, I'll fight with one arm. but it's kind of like saying I can't fight no more. You know what I mean? Okay. Here's where the brain fucking starts. That should have been a no contest because basically Dawson did an MMA move on Hopkins. He knocked him out with a body slam. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I know what Hopkins does. You know what he does. You know it. I know it. He's not a faker. He fucks with you. He's a mind trickster. There's a difference. A faker is a liar. He's a trickster. Come on, you can't expose a magician's game. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about the past either. This is this fight. So what? Okay, he got slammed. The camera showed that he got slammed. Everything, so there was no punch landed. So he quit. You know what I mean? Basically for being slammed, for saying that he had a dislocated shoulder or whatever. Okay, we're not at the hospital yet. We're not at the hospital yet. Okay? So that shit, before 4 rounds, Hopkins gets dropped on the floor by a foul. That's a foul because Dawson lifted him up with his shoulder. Because I see it over and over, the replay, that he felt Hopkins dangling on him. He knew Hopkins' feet wasn't on the floor, and he lifted him up. If Chad Dawson says that he just pushed him, he didn't push him, he lifted and flung him off. You know, Dawson is a little taller than Hopkins, so he flung him off. Fucking Hopkins dangling to the ground, bam, slams on the ground. Okay, I'm not saying the injury is not as bad as it was, and now they're saying they went to the hospital and the actual doctor, a doctor, is saying that he did have his shoulder came off. Okay, so for the sake of argument, let's say he wasn't faking. Let's say it was true because actually it came out and the doctor said it. Okay, it's in a medical report. It's official now. Hopkins had an injury. Yes, he had an injury. So a part of me was like, okay, Hopkins deserves this because I knew Hopkins didn't want to fight Dawson. Right there and then. I was like, you know what, he doesn't want to fight him, he wants to quit, he wants to run away with his belts. Right? He wants to run away with his belts. So it's like, shit, I can't let him do that. So they pretty much stole the belts from Hopkins. They pretty much stole the belts from Hopkins. But does Hopkins deserve that for not wanting to fight? That's the question. Because I was thinking, officially, this is a bullshit case. Officially, hold on real quick. Officially, this is a bullshit case. Because any commission, any judge, any court would see that. I mean, come on, if they reversed a few matches in the past for shit less than this is almost like a no-brainer. Officially, this shit will be reversed. It has to be reversed because even though we know Hopkins is past, he deserves those belts to be taken away from him for making everybody pay for that pay-per-view. Nobody ever pays for a Bernard Hopkins pay-per-view, but they wanted to see him do his best against Dawson. That was the problem. Does he deserve the belts to be taken away? Yes, he does. Should they? No. That shit's all over boxing. That shit's all over boxing. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather fucking sucker punches Victor Ortiz. That's okay. That was legal. Okay? That was legal. This was not legal. I know Hopkins does his shit before. I know Hopkins does a little possum things here and there like LaMotta. But this is not fair. You know? Okay. There's one thing about Hopkins deserving those belts be stolen from him, and there's another thing about Dawson saying, "Man, fuck the rematch, blah blah blah." Why are you saying that? They're gonna take the belts away from you. You know they're gonna take the belts away from you, cause look, this is all bullshit. The Golden Boy's not gonna just sit back with his arms crossed. Hopkins deserves those belts to be taken away from him because of the bullshit he was trying to pull, but it's not right. It's not right. This is boxing, baby. This is boxing. This ain't fucking MMA. This ain't that shit. This is some real classy shit where gentlemen fight. This is some professionalism. Why am I gonna fucking worry about my boxer getting body slammed on the ground and knocked out by a body slam because of a stupid, incompetent fucking referee who forgot to call a foul. Bullshit. Sorry, baby. That's some straight cow manure, man. I know Hopkins deserves what's coming to him. He does. He didn't want to fight Dawson. Dawson was going to kick his ass anyways. But officially, technically, this is wrong. They're going to go to a no contest, no decisions. The belts are going to go back to Bernard. And the rematch for Dawson, a la verga. You know what I'm saying? So right now, if Dawson keeps the belts, if Dawson keeps the belts, that kind of shits on Bernard Hopkins' legacy. And kind of shits on boxing. This will really change a lot of ways. I don't know. This will change a lot of things. If it stays this way, Dawson being a champion by slamming him, honestly, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Dawson, man, he should. If anything, he's talking already Pascal, the rematch with Pascal. Well, okay, go for it. Pascal ain't shit. He can knock him out. So what? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody wanna. I don't know, man. This is wrong. Everybody knows this is wrong. I know what Hopkins deserves. We know what's up. You know and I know that he didn't want to fight Dawson. But they shouldn't take his belts like that, man. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. I mean, it's cool right now. Taking the belts right now in front of them, doing this whole thing. Yeah, it's cool. To show him, to teach him a lesson. But at the end of the day, they're going to reverse this shit because this is foul. And this is not right. This is... No real intelligent human being can look at this and say, well, this was right. You know, nobody. They're gonna reverse it. Mark my words. They don't call me JERMZ for nothing. Mark my words, man. I've seen this shit before. I've been watching boxing for like goddamn nearly 20 something years, man. I know this shit. Okay? So anyways, I'm mad. I mean, I'm not mad that Hopkins lost. I'm not mad at that. You know, I'm not mad. I knew he was gonna lose. You know, this is wrong, and that's that. Okay. So, anyways, but I didn't lose my money. I didn't waste my money. DeMarco Linares, man, fight of the year candidate, was like a slug. Damn, Jorge Linares was like outboxing DeMarco, easy. And then DeMarco started going in. The Mexican started kicking into gear. The red, the white, the green, the eagle, the serpent. Boom, blood, slugging, Barrera, Morales, that kind of shit. It was raw. It was, man, Linares, I've never seen such a bloody face on anybody. His face was so red that in the TV, it was so red that his face was blurred, and all you see was a boxer with a red face, you know, like a blurred face. It was a raw fight. Linares like beating the shit out of DeMarco, turning it up the heat, Rocky style, knocking him out, splish, splash, and Linares got knocked out. He was almost, he like lost 3 gallons of blood right there. And then the fight before that, what was it? Paulie Malignaggi versus Laura. That was sick too. Malignaggi getting hurt early, and then Malignaggi doing his little feather fisting, and eventually swelling up that dude, Lara. And then that one fight, what was it? Bowie, that prisoner guy. He was like 50-something years old. Spent 20-something years in prison for a crime that he did not commit. Came out. The first thing he wanted to do was like, I just want to have a professional fight. Gets in a professional fight. Gets walloped in the first round. And then comes back. mauling. You know, very courageous. I think the undercard fight stole the whole pay-per-view. And to me, that was worth it. All that shit that I saw, to me, was worth it. Okay? And I'm not worried about my money. I ain't worried about that because I got what's worth it. You know, I got my money's worth. Big time. I want to see Eric Morales and Antonio DeMarco. That's going to happen. Mark my words. It's going to be explosive. God damn, man. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be another Mexican war. Because DeMarco is so hittable and Morales is like a little older. It's going to be explosive. And that's what's going to happen. That fight. I don't know why. I have a feeling it's going to happen. Okay? So, yeah. Hopkins, man. I think that's the end of him. I already heard that this champion, light heavyweight champion, that's already offering a title shot to Hopkins, which Hopkins I think is already accepting already. Like not even a week, not even over the weekend. He already has a fight about to be lined up. So it's not over for Hopkins. We know it's not over for Hopkins. And if the belts are stripped away from Dawson, there might be a rematch, but it shouldn't be on pay-per-view if there is one. But anyways, that's that. Rules are rules. You know, criminals should be punished, but not forever. Anyways. Oh, I gotta go. JERMZ Boxing. Subscribe. Talk to you guys later, alright? Peace.